Women's empowerment has come a long way, but there's still a lot more to do. It's not just about having a seat at the table, it's about providing women with the tools and opportunities to lead. Whether in politics, business, or community development, empowering women means empowering the society as a whole. I'm Ida Nadira, and this is Major Suits, where we get up close and personal with the minds shaping industries. Now, on a mission to uplift and empower not just women, but also the care economy industry, our guest today is dedicated to driving change and breaking barriers. So let's hear from Siti Faridah Abdul Samad, CEO of Wanita Berdaya Selangor. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. Now, I would like to get into your role leading Wanita Berdaya Selangor. But before we get into that, maybe you can tell us a bit of what does Wanita Berdaya Selangor actually do?
All right. Wanita Berdaya Selangor is a women empowerment agency that lies into Selangor Executive Councillor under portfolio of Women Empowerment and Family Affairs.
Okay.
And it has been established in 2021, and this year for the 5th year of Wanita Berdaya Selangor, and focusing on women empowerment agenda, which we launched a Selangor Women Policy and Action Plan during 2017, and in 2024 we reviewed the action plan, and we already launched the new action plan for Selangor Women Policy for 2024 to 2026. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I understand that you've been in this position since December of last year, correct? All right. So maybe you can share with us your journey of becoming the CEO of Wanita Berdaya Selangor. Like, what exactly inspired you to take on this role?
Okay. I think my journey becoming the CEO of WBS come both from personal and professionals. I think the journey a little bit different from other friends, where the awareness of women equalities emerged when I went through the process of gaining access to opportunities.
Okay.
As a child in a kindergarten, I remember I was often encouraged to venture into fields out of girls' activities that dominated by boys during that time, such as I often been encouraged to explore and participate in like tug of war games and competitions, and also sport pitch. And that time I was the only female participants in the competition team.
I see.
But alhamdulillah, with the opportunities given by the teachers during that time, I became a space for me to prove that girls can prove their abilities if they were given the same opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also remember when in school during that time, teachers used to appoint male students as the class monitor or head prefect. But during my time, I witnessed that our head prefect during that time was a female students, and none of the top 3 student leaders during that time from male students. So from there, I learned that when both genders are given same opportunities, they will definitely be able to become be in the same positions. Yeah, but when I growing up, I was exposed to the struggles and faced by women and girls in my community. For example, my mother, she had to leave her school during year 5 in the primary schools due to economic factor and so on. And from that, it sparked me a desire to create a positive change to the policy. And when I started my career actually in the academic institution, I used to work with data and figures, and I came across the figures that shows a huge gap between male and female in labour workforce, for example, and also a gap for the income between male and female. And I think there's a policy change that must be implemented. That when our previous exco, woman exco, Dr. Siti Maria approached me to be in her team in women empowerment and family affairs portfolio, I can see the opportunities to change the policy to address that specific issues.
Okay. It's interesting how you said that you had a lot of opportunities since you were very young. So now, fast forward a few decades later, how do you see the current situation now for little girls in schools and university? Do you see that they have better opportunities compared to years back, or what's your thoughts on this?
I think nowadays girls or female students have more opportunities compared to previous back, and but still in the workforce there's still a huge gap. Yeah, people, girls or female students already have the same opportunities in education field, but in the workforce, for example, there's still a gap between male and female participation in labour workforce. Such as in Selangor, we have more than 80% male in labour workforce compared to women only 69.9% in labour workforce. And still we face the issues of the gap of income and so on. And I think we pass one phase of the disparity in education and so on, but in workforce and leadership role, female still back far from the male.
I see. I would like to get into that a bit more, especially on your portfolio and your thoughts about women especially women in leadership. But before we get there, let's talk about you yourself. Like, what leadership qualities do you think that is essential for a CEO in your position, in a non-profit and advocacy sector? What do you think is important?
Yeah. As a CEO in non-profit and advocacy with limited resources, I believe that emotional intelligence, empathy, and adaptability are essentials, leadership qualities. These traits enable us to navigate complex stakeholders' relationships, communicate effectively with diverse audience, and respond to changing contextual demands. Additionally, strategic thinking, resilience, and collaboration are crucial in driving meaningful change. We must balance competing priorities, navigate uncertainty, and also mobilize coalitions of partners to achieve our mission.
I see. All right. So you mentioned just now about opportunities. Okay, that is one of the things that drives you to keep on pushing for change in women, in the space of women empowerment. And you also mentioned that women nowadays has more opportunities, and yet we still see there's a need to have these kind of advocacy groups to help push forward this agenda. So why do you think so? Like, why is it still important for these advocacy groups to be there to help in terms of empowering women?
I believe that each and every one of us have the rights for the equal opportunities, access to the opportunities, and also become the more productive citizens. And we witness some of our women when we involve them in some of our programs and we provide an intervention to upgrade their level to the needs. They can prove. Our women can prove their abilities, and this is very important for me that we provide the equal environment, the equal access to the opportunities to all women in specifically in Selangor as a smart state, as a developed state in our country, so that it's empower. When I always believe that when we empower a woman, we also empower a family, a communities, and indeed the nation.
Okay. Now I believe there must be a lot. I mean, every aspect of life there has to be challenges, right? But what would you say is the biggest challenges that you face, especially in trying to push forward the women empowerment initiatives in Selangor?
Yeah, some of the biggest challenges we face include addressing, I said, systemic inequalities in been embedded in our society, and also navigating bureaucratic barriers and engaging men and boys as allies that can support the agenda. And we must also adapt to the evolving needs of our beneficiaries who may face changing circumstances and shifting expectations. Balancing our advocacy initiative with the need to build strong, sustainable partnership and within the government, business and civil society organization, I think is another significant challenge for us.
So how did you navigate your way around these challenges? Maybe you can give some examples of like how you worked your way through it.
Yeah. We used to have, we call it as a town hall and dialogues with all the stakeholders to get their feedback on each and every program that we conduct in every level, in the women in community or leadership level, and also for the women as entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So I think the continuous dialogue and continuous engagement with all the stakeholders, we analyze the feedback, and from that we improve our program and initiative to get more women participate in our initiative and
I
program.
see. Okay, from that, so how do you actually balance, like strategic decision making and with the grassroots implementation of the programs under Wanita Berdaya Selangor?
Okay, in Wanita Berdaya Selangor, we do have 56, we call it as women coordinators in all zones. 56
So
zones in
each
Selangor.
state
Each state's constituencies, we have one coordinator that been our mediator.
I see. Okay.
From the between WBS and women in community, and their roles is very important to feed us the feedback and also the response from the communities, from each and every program initiative we conduct with all the stakeholders. And I can see their role is very important to feed us.
I see. So if they are stationed at each, assigned to each state constituency, so do they work closely with the state assemblymen as well?
Yes, they are reporting to both state assembly and also Wanita Berdaya Selangor.
I see. All right. Maybe you can share like how does the work by Wanita Berdaya Selangor with the state government? How does it work to influence policies related to women's development?
Okay, as I mentioned before that, the state government has launched the Selangor Women Policy and Action Plan 2024 to 2026, and to empower women in the state, and WBS Wanita Berdaya Selangor become the main implementing body for this policy. We provide data-driven research and also policy recommendation to the state government. We engage in regular dialogue with government officials to advocate for women's rights and participate in joint working groups to design and implement programs that promote women's empowerment. And happy to share that this year we conduct, we call it Women Academy, Women Leadership Academy.
Okay.
Akademi Kepimpinan Wanita Selangor. And this year our target segment among the government servant, women government servant, with the module women leadership in public administration. Yeah, I think from that we can have more feedback from our officers in government in our initiative and programs for women in Selangor.
I see. How do you see the position of women in leadership among the state agencies itself? Because I believe the Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Amiruddin Syari did mention before that Selangor managed to reach like some 30%, they mentioned before 30% quota. So how do you see yourself in your opinion?
Yeah. I can see the opportunities for women leaders in Selangor, for the state agencies or even the government officer. Most of our top management led by women in Selangor. But still we are far in the leadership, political leadership field. Yeah. So I think the opportunity is there. Is how we feed them with we equip our women with the the skills needs and also the leadership skills to empower them to be in the high level.
I see. Well, you mentioned just now in terms of politics, it's not as high. So why do you think so? Like, what's holding them back?
Yeah. People used to say that when it comes into politics, it's a man worlds and so on. In Wanita Berdaya Selangor, we initiate some programs specific to address to increase women participation in political leadership, such as Sidang Wanita Selangor, Siwanis. Also have I mentioned just now Akademi Kepimpinan Wanita Selangor, AKW, and so on. That we provide modules to develop leadership for women, those who have the interest involved to participate in politics. I can say that we provide the pipeline and but again back to the party, the leadership in the party, to whether for them to push their women to be the representative for their parties as the candidates. I think that's the most important. The awareness from the top leaders in each political party to push their women, to promote their women to be the candidates. That's the first step before they can be the policymaker and also the state executive council, for example. We provide the bottom up initiative, but the top down effort must be, I think, a concern for amongst our political leadership.
I see. This you mentioned a couple of programs, including like just now Sidang Wanita. So, what impact have you seen from these programs that the Wanita Berdaya Selangor have initiated, especially at the community level?
Okay, our Siwanis for this year become the third batch for Siwanis. From the previous participants, I could say that we received the application for the participants from various backgrounds, not only from political party members, but also from the women's entrepreneur. We also have we are women activists from the non-government organization, NGOs, and also from the community leaders. But I think the program we craft as they can see the other side of political world. For example, some of them give us some feedback that before this they don't want to talk about politics. They feel like some I think negative perspective on the within politicians and so on. But when they involve in our program, they involve in the mock assembly, then they involve in the workshop to prepare them as the policy maker, how to debate, how to answer question from the state assembly and so on. They can see a different I can see a different perspective about the politics and political leadership, even though they don't have any experience from politics. So I guess that positive feedback for them to as the first step to involve as a political leaders and also as a policy makers.
I see.
The most important.
It seems like you have a lot of area to cover, especially now you also have the care economy industry to look over, right? So what would you say your long-term vision for Wanita Berdaya Selangor is, and how do you see the organization evolving over the next 10 years?
If I could see that, our vision is big. We want to be the leaders for women agency and women empowerment vehicle, leading. I think we already lead some initiative in the national level, such as a gender mainstreaming project. Selangor is the first state implementing the gender mainstreaming within the government agencies. We also pioneer the Academy Kepimpinan Wanita, which also Selangor is the first state that provide such initiative. And with our Pusat Wanita Berdaya Selangor Women Empowerment Center in state constituencies, 56 constituencies, I think we already pioneered several initiatives and programs to empower women in a national level. In 10 years, I could see that Selangor, with the care economy, the new portfolio of care economy, which Wanita Berdaya Selangor involved as the implementing body for the policy, the care economic policy, we can lead up to ASEAN level, I guess, because none of state in this region that have care economic policy. So as mentioned by the Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Sri Menteri Besar, we already been the reference by the Asian country to develop and also to empower our society for the implementation of care economy policy.
That is a huge responsibility. Would you say you are ready to take on this challenge?
I think the direction, the clear direction and the wisdom from our top leaders, specifically our Yang Amat Berhormat Sri Menteri Besar and also our Yang Berhormat Exco, Women Exco. I think with the clear direction, we can prove some good initiative and to start in Selangor, and we believe that in the national level we'll follow that good initiative and implement and give the benefit not only for Selangor citizens but wider in the national level.
All right. Okay, so based on your experience, right, personally, what kind of advice would you give young women aspiring to take on government, business, or civil society leadership roles?
I think the most important, pursue your passions with conviction. Yeah, and cultivate self-awareness, resilience, and strategic thinking. Build strong relationship with mentors and peers and role models, and build networking within. Be adaptable and open to feedback. I think that's most important thing for the young women, those want to involve in this area, and embrace your unique perspective, skills, and experience as a woman. Sometimes never underestimate your capabilities. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing.
All right. As I mentioned earlier, when we talk about women empowerment, there's still a lot more to do, and I think there's a lot more that we can cover, that we can talk about. But maybe final words from you, a message that you have for women watching this show who want to make a difference in their communities.
Always believe in yourself. Yeah, your unique perspective, experience, and talents. I believe every one of us have unique talents that can contribute to the society, and with the clear intention, always believe that nothing impossible, and always set the intention that we want to giving back to our society. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you very much for that very insightful advice. And yeah, that is Siti Faridah Abdul Samad from Wanita Berdaya Selangor. I'm Ida Nadira, and I'll see you in the next episode.